Hey everyone, welcome back to ML Works. In this video, we'll continue with our series on AI agents monitoring and evaluation. So this is part 3 of the series where we'll be performing custom evaluation of the LLM's response. So the key concepts include GenAI.evaluate from MLflow, and then we'll use @scorer decorator for turning our function into an evaluation function of LLM response, and we'll also talk about rule-based scorer and evaluation data sets. So the evaluation dataset format will look like this, where we have a list of dictionary. So we'll have input where we send our input query, and then we have expectations where we say what we expect from the LLM's response. So this is with respect to the evaluation data set. Now comes our scorer decorator, which turns our function into an evaluation function. So here we have something like keyword match, which takes in parameter like input, output and expectation. And then based on that expectations, we'll be comparing that expectations with the output from the LLM's response. If it is matching or if it is finding some relevance in the output of the LLM's response with the expectations, then we'll be scoring the response accordingly. So a scorer will receive any combination of these parameters, which includes inputs, outputs and expectation. And after the comparison between output and expectation, we generate a Boolean response. So this is with respect to scorer decorator. Now let's understand the scorer that we'll be discussing as part of this tutorial. So we'll be having a scorer for is concise, where we'll be looking for the response length. If it is less than or equal to 30 words, then we have is not empty, where we check whether the LLM's response is empty string or not. And then we have keyword match, where we look for a specific keyword present inside the LLM response. And then we also check no apology, which means we'll be detecting the refusal phrases in the LLM's response. Okay, we'll be looking into this as we discuss about the script. Now we are done with the theory part of the part 3. Now let's go and understand the script. So we have our script, which is custom evaluation here. And if you notice here, I have already said about these scorer functions. What each scorer function will do is, one will check for words less than 30 or not, one will look for non-blank responses, one will be looking for a specific keyword in the LLM's response, and one will see whether the response contains I don't know or some other refusal terms present in the LLM's response. Now with this taken out, let's discuss about the import statement. So first we import OS, and then we have our MLflow for creating the MLflow experiment and interacting with the MLflow UI. And then we have our scorer function or a decorator, which will be used for evaluating the LLM response. And then we have Ollama LLM, which is typically used for connecting with the Ollama API running in the backend. And then we import prompt template for creating a user prompt such that you can send in prompt to the LLM. Now as part of the environment setup, we set the API key as dummy. Since we are using local LLM from Ollama, we don't need any API key. So we are just setting this to avoid any warning that comes up when we are running the script. So next step is to set the tracking URI. This is where we make use of the MLflow server URI, which is running your MLflow instance. So it will be running on localhost 6001, and we are connecting the script with that MLflow server. And then we have our experiment, which is Langchain Ollama evaluation. And then we turn on the auto logging for our script, which will try to capture all the LLM traces. Now comes our initialization of LLM, where we make use of Ollama LLM, and we select the model, which is Qwen 3.5 0.8 billion parameter model. And then we set the base URL, which is localhost 11434. So this is where our Ollama server is running. So if you go to the browser and run this specific URL, you will be able to see that Ollama is running. And we are setting the hyperparameter of temperature as 0.1. Now once we have initialized the LLM, then we have to define the prompt. So here we basically say that you are a helpful assistant, answer concisely. The question will be taken as an input from the user. So once we get the prompt as well, what we do is we combine our prompt with LLM initialization and we get our chain. And then we create our function, which is QA predict function, and we take in the question here, which is a string, and we expect a response, which is also a string. Here we first write a doc string where it says that invoke the LangChain chain for a single question, and we take the chain that we created here and we invoke for a specific question, and we'll be generating the response here, LLM response. So once this is done, then we'll be evaluating that response with comparison with this expectation. So here, if you notice, this is our evaluation data set. Here we take in all the inputs and what is the expected response for each of those inputs. So for capital of France, we need a keyword like Paris. For this specific question, which is who invented the telephone, we want to look for keyword like Bell. And similarly, we have different questions. Now coming to the custom scorer, so this is where we define our function and we make use of scorer decorator. First is concise scorer, where we take the LLM's response and we split that specific response into tokens and we measure the length of the token, and it must be less than or equal to 30. Next comes our is not empty function, where we see whether the output is empty or not, and we return boolean value which is true or false. And next we have our keyword match. So we have already discussed this as part of our readme document. So this will be looking for specific keyword and we'll see whether that keyword is present inside the LLM response or not. And then we have our no apology function, which is basically detecting the refusal phrases as mentioned here. So whatever the output that we get from the LLM, we'll see it should not be containing any of these terms or phrases. So that is done here. So we have our 4 scorer functions and then we start our evaluation. So here, if you notice, we make a call to the genai.evaluate from MLflow, where we pass in the evaluation data set and then QA predict function, which we declared here, this one. And then comes our scorers, which is concise, is not empty, keyword match, and no apology. So this one. Now we run this, we get the results. So once we get the results, then we start summarizing the results here. So first we print evaluation results and then we first type in our aggregate metrics. So we take the metrics from results and we start printing it here as key value pair. And then we have per sample result and we'll be iterating through the columns here and we'll be just printing those values as mentioned here. So finally, we'll be having this print statement where we say that evaluation complete, open localhost 6001 to view the results. Now this is with respect to the custom evaluation script. Now what I'll do is I'll go to terminal and start the MLflow server. So let me maximize this, clear this, switch to the virtual environment. Clear MLflow server, and the port we will be running on is 6001. So this will start the MLflow server. I'll simultaneously open another tab where I'll show you exactly the models that are being present in Ollama. So these are the different models that we have and we'll be making use of this one. Now let me go to the IDE here and go to the terminal and close this down and click here, switch to the virtual environment again, python env bin activate, clear this, go to the folder that we are working on currently, MLOps project, Langchain Ollama MLflow, clear this, python 3 and 03 custom evaluation. Let me run this now. Now, since we have started the MLflow server, I'll just go to the browser and let me see localhost 6001. So you are able to see the specific experiment now. It just got started now. Let me open this. Right now we don't have anything. So it is still running here. Okay, let's wait for the response. So we started with the evaluation here. There are 5 evaluations that will happen. So if I just go here, we have around 5 questions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll be evaluating all the 5 responses from the LLM, and we'll see whether these keyword is present inside the LLM response, and based on which we'll be evaluating on all these scorers, which is not empty, is concise, keyword match, and no apology. Let's wait for the response. So for now we have done with 2. Let me go to the MLflow here. Let me refresh this. So we got 5 traces and the latency is 22.93 second, and there is no error yet. And then let me go to quality here. So if you see here in the quality summary, we have all the custom evaluations that we have written as part of scorer function. So quality metrics computed by scorer. So let me click this one, is concise. So for 3 responses, we had around words less than 30. So that's why we have true here for 3 responses. Is not empty for 3 of the responses, since there are like 30 words or less. This is also 3 here, is not empty. And then we have for 3 responses, the keyword matches true. And no apology is also 3 here. Let me go here, view traces with this one. So keyword matches there, and then is not empty is there, and so which is true, right? So we got this one, 1945 Bell and Paris. So in which year did World War II happen? The keyword is 1945. Who invented the bell? These are the expectations that we have set, and this is the scorer response that we get here, true, true, true. So this is the execution time here. Now let us go to the IDE. Let's see if the evaluation is done or not. So 80% it is done. Let me go back to the browser, refresh this. So you can see here for this specific input, which is this one, like what programming language was Python named after, the output response was empty. So here this specific scorer was true because there was no terms like I don't know. Is concise is also true because it is less than 30, but is not empty is false because we got an empty response. And even the keyword match scorer was also failed because the Monty keyword was not present in the response. Let me close this. Now refresh this again. So yeah, let me click this one now. So in which year did World War II end? So the response was it ended in 1945, specifically September. This is the LLM's response. So the response is concise, meaning it is less than 30 words. Keyword match is done because we have this keyword which is 1945, which is the expectation. And then we have is not empty. Since we got the response, it is not empty. And no apologies also set as true because we don't have any refusal phrases in our response. Now let me go to the details and timeline here, and we have the graph node here, prompt template, and Ollama response. Linked prompts, we don't have anything here to see. Let me close this. So in short, for is concise, we have 100% true for all the 5 questions. And then for is not empty, only one thing failed, which is the programming language question. So for keyword match, 80% of our queries were answered correctly. It contained the keyword that we were looking for. For example, 1945 is present, machine learning is present, Bell is present, and then Paris is also present. Only this specific question failed where we are looking for Monty keyword in the LLM response. So it took around 24, 175, 39, 129, 50 seconds. Okay. So now let me go to the overview here. So average latency is 83.97 second. So this is the percentile based latency. And then we have, that's it here. Let me refresh this. Quality. Okay. If you are looking for specific scorer, then you can just go to that specific scorer keyword match and see how many failed. Similarly for is not empty, is concise, and no apology. Now let me go to tracers. So we have seen this already, and the state is okay. And let me max smooth this a bit. So let me go back to IDE now, and if you see here, this is the response that we printed. So here we can see the aggregate metrics where we have is concise, is not empty, keyword match, and no apology. So the only one question the LLM was not able to respond, which was this one: what programming language was Python named after? If I use a complex model, like instead of using Qwen 3.5 0.8b, I can use 2b, then it might provide a proper result for that specific question as well. So this is aggregate metric and this is per sample result. So here we are seeing the same thing what we have seen in the MLflow dashboard. So let me go to the README document and let me go to this thing here. So we are able to evaluate our LLM response for all these scorers and we are able to view them on the MLflow UI as well. So with this, I'll be concluding this video. In the next video, we'll be discussing about how to set up LLM as a judge and how to evaluate the LLM response with any other LLM. So with this, I'll be concluding this video. Thank you for watching.